Hello, I'm Dohren, and today I'm going to read and review my poem, The Dark Side of the Moon. The Dark Side of the Moon. I remember one time as kids we lay innocently on the grass, cloud watching. I saw one that looked like Africa, and you said, "What cloud?" You always were one for blue sky thinking. Now, Anna, my friend, you're an astronaut, and every time you return to Earth, there's much catching up to be done, and many cups of tea to be drunk. My white enamel teapot reminds me of the chocolate biscuits you always dunk in my cup, in case the soggy bit breaks off and sinks. The dark side of the moon is bathed in sunlight. We reach the wrong conclusion just because it's out of sight. Cloud watching, blue sky thinking, endless amounts of tea drinking, broken off bits of chocolate biscuits, sinking. Though this poem was written with no intentional reference to the famous Apollo moon missions, I was moved to read it after the recent death of Apollo 11 astronaut Michael Collins. Back in 1969, as Neil Armstrong and Buzz Aldrin became the first humans to set foot on the moon, Collins single-handedly guided the command module in orbit around the moon until hopefully the point where the three of them could rendezvous and return back to Earth. I'm just about old enough to remember those Apollo missions, and I was always most in awe of Collins and those other 5 astronauts from Apollo 12, 14, 15, 16 and 17 who subsequently followed and did those solar orbits of the moon, gazing on that hidden half, completely cut off from the rest of life and devoid of all human contact, even radio contact, for 48 minutes each orbit. The bravery of all those astronauts is unquestionable, but I think for the designated one who had to stay in the command module on his own, it took a special type of character, I think, to do that. This poem laments lost friendships and the passing of time, but I think it also, in its own little way, celebrates the human spirit, which survives even in the absence of contact with others. Of course, what we call the dark side of the moon receives just as much sunlight as the rest of it. And that provides us with a perfect analogy of how perception is sometimes out of sync with reality. Our senses and instincts can mislead us. I don't claim that that in itself is good or bad, but I think life boils down to not just the experiences we have, but to what we choose to learn from them. And we should definitely always make room for tea and biscuits. There is a copy of The Dark Side of the Moon in the description box below. And that's it for this video. I hope you enjoyed it. Please like and subscribe, and stick around for more of my poetry. Until then, take care.